Listen, we're appointed to point people to Jesus with God's leadership. Okay? The whole point of church is to point people to Christ. The whole point of creation is to point people to Christ. The whole point of the Bible is to point people to Christ. The whole point of being alive is to point people to Christ, the one who's alive forevermore. This is the whole point. See, why do we point people to Jesus? It's for their citizenship. We want them to be citizens of this great city. That's the whole point of forgiveness, is to point people to the one who has authority on earth to forgive sin. That's the whole point of grace, is to point people to the one who came full of grace. The whole point of heaven is to point people to the one who makes heaven heaven. The whole point of life is to point people to the one who is the life. The whole point of missions is to point people to the Messiah. That's why we do what we do. What a blessing it is to be a part of the local church. And we are appointed to point people to Jesus. That's the whole point of why we're here, is to point people to Jesus. The whole point of Rise Up at the Roundhouse is to point people to the one who was resurrected. The whole point of salvation is to point people to the Savior. The whole point of worship is to point people to the one who is worthy of our worship. The whole point is Jesus.